All right, guys, good morning. Today is the 16th of February, 2026. Today is the Chinese New Year Eve. All right, 除夕快乐, everybody. All right, so those going to the temple to pray, remember, those going to the Jew chat place, that one itself will close at 1 a.m. today. Okay, now, CRAZII Global Market Talk with Cal, CRAZII anytime, anywhere. All right, today is going to be a brand new week, brand new start, but the Chinese are going to be away for 2 to 3 days. So what usually will happen, that's something that we will talk about later today. All right, main thing is this, disclaimer apply as usual, do your risk assessment, do that, make sure that you know where's your risk and how much is your target if you're going for the long-term gain. All right, so let's go to the fundamental first for the market. Let's go. Now, Japan, interestingly, is at the stock market is at all-time high, but the economy just avoided the technical recession because the fourth quarter rebound misses expectation. All right, but they grow by 0.1%. Yeah, so they miss expectation, but it's above the zero rate, so that's why they missed the technical recession. So very interesting. Stock market at all-time high. US stock market at all-time high, but yet the GDP numbers are not coming in, not anywhere above 3%. All these speak for itself because they are all using money to push the stock market. So there's some little article on this chap, this guy. His name is Martin Berry. He is the chairman of Gongcha. So you can read on CNBC. I'll put it on our news channel. Then, of course, this is the one that we're looking for, is that the economy seemingly back to growth, but it's not that great as compared. Yeah, so interesting. So one thing to note that now everybody is more afraid of the AI noise that's happening right now. And of course, AI has been the darling the last 5 months. And suddenly in January, this darling is no longer the main headlight and then limelight. And then, of course, you can see that now people are selling. Interesting. Now, one thing to know about Bitcoin, we all know that the Bitcoin price has came down. The ETF flows have obviously goes down. But then again, it's telling people that don't worry, all is good. Okay, where does sound come from?
Financial.
Okay. All right, so the thing is this, Bitcoin seasonal pattern. I managed it for you. Okay, take a look. Now, Bitcoin seasonal pattern shows that in the month of April is the best. Okay, interesting. Because now we know that April has been is just a few months away, and then they say the next one was actually February. Now, of course, in the October period is the best. Sorry, I made a mistake here. Second best. So February is good, but now we are saying it's coming down. Interesting. So if that is the case, if April is the best, all right, after the October, then maybe we can consider to watch Bitcoin as it goes down March period. Okay, so that is where I am sharing this with you as a statistics from 2010 to 2025, the last 15-16 years of statistics. Okay, of course, the usual bad months are the August and September period. And which day is the best? Apparently Monday is the best. Okay, okay, let's take a look and see whether today will be the same thing. Yeah, now, of course, these are all statistics, up to you to decide. End of the day is that for me, if the statistics tells me that April could be the better time to invest in Bitcoin, then I'll look to buy from February to March. Okay, that's how I see from my perspective. Okay, all right. Now, why is it so important to come in today to listen to me? Now, I have been watching this website. It's called Current Market Valuation. Now, this website, you need to pay money for it. Yeah, I don't own anything out there. I'm just sharing it. Now, to pay, you need to pay a bit of money, and to become a member so they can look at the weekly model update. The one you're going to look at later on is already 3 months old. Yeah, so it's old data. But old data in the long term is still decent. Okay, let's take a look at this Buffett indicator. Now, Buffett indicator is the total US market value, which is the value of the entire stock market, divided by the GDP. Now, obviously, the GDP of the country is very important. It basically is like the bloodline, the pulse of the market and the economy. So that's why Warren Buffett says this. If you take you take the entire US market valuation and you divide by the annualized GDP, you get a number. And if the number is very, very high, that means that the market is overbought. So because the stock market valuation is basically the total shares multiplied by the value, you get the number, right? So the thing is this, if the economy is not doing as well, the GDP will not be high exactly. But then if the stock market is really, really at a very high valuation, that means that it's overbought, right? So apparently right now, the current ratio is at 230%. Oh my goodness. So you look at it right now, right? It's actually at a very high standard deviation number 2 level, +2, and it's even higher than the +2 standard deviation. So you can see in the past, whereby in 1970s, when it touches it itself, the market pulls back. Okay. Then back in 2000, it did the same thing. In 2022, it did a little bit, but after a while later, then it really materialized and the market started to take profit. Now we are way above the standard deviation, and yet we are still pushing up. And this is only until 30th September. Okay. Later on, I'll pay for it. I'll give you the latest number later. Yeah. Okay. Maybe tomorrow or next day. All right. So this is something very concerning, because this means that the market is really overbought. Okay. I'll talk about this shortly. And you can see right now that it really doesn't make sense to be buying stocks unless you're doing speculation, buy, sell, get out, that's fine. And of course, if you look at the margin debt sentiment model, you can see that now the people that is buying shares based on this borrowing of money from people is a very high rate. And again, this is 30th September. I believe right now this number is already here. Yeah, I believe it's already here. Okay, so it's really crazy. And of course, you can see right now the margin debt on 30th September last year already 1.12 billion. The one that I have is $1.35 billion. Okay, so all this tells you that to be very careful. Now, yesterday I did share with you that I have finished a very important video, and this video, sorry, wrong one. Hold on a minute. Here we go. Yesterday I did a video, okay, on this, and I wrote there Bitcoin may see $57,000, and immediately I got a lot of people calling me up, texting me on the site, telling me, Cal, are you crazy? If Bitcoin is to go down to the $57,000, Michael Saylor will be in deep trouble. I mean, I'm giving you my view, my friend. I'm not a friend of Michael Saylor, and even he is, I always have to speak the truth, right? All right, so I cannot change that part here itself, yeah? Okay, good morning to you guys. Again, I just saw some messages coming in. Good morning to you, Janet, Madam Zeng, I think, Mr. Louis, my good brother, and of course, Anthony. Yes, thank you. Happy Ted for all the Vietnamese friends. Yeah, indeed. All right. So the thing is this: the smart money are selling, right? The smart money are selling. So that's why the S&P 500 may break the 6,800 level. Now, let me just pull you the chart. Now, I won't go through the video. Obviously, that is it's crazy to do that. But I want you to take a short, quick brief on this. Just give me a while. I bring it in. Okay. Now this is the entire all the PowerPoint presentation. You can see that I talk about China, why China is buying gold. That is a very important thing to do. They are still buying gold. So I think gold will go back up again. I'll talk about that later. And pretty sure I don't think the Federal Reserve will cut interest rate. That is also very sure. And also, we also know that the put and call ratio now is at a very high level. And of course, more companies are filing bankruptcy. They're big companies. And the crazy 5% rule likely will be triggered very soon. And of course, Michael Saylor is still very chill about his investment. But to me itself, 57,000 should be a near-term target. Okay. So watch this video of mine. This is going to be very good for you guys. Okay. So take note. Okay. Let's go to the technical, guys. Now, the technical, let's read the technical in the gold market. Now, you watched my video. I have shared with you my view on gold, and I think that gold will recover. Okay, so first of all, guys, gold from the highest point, 5,500 area, okay, drop all the way to 4,400 area, yeah? Did you notice that the KSI is only green and not red? Now, many people ask this question over and over again, Cal, you should really consider Okay, do you hear me now? Okay. All right. It basically lost a little bit, yeah. Okay, so let me just go back this again. I apology on that. It just dropped off by itself. Okay, so I was saying that KSI is a very powerful tool in our arsenal for CRAZII system. So when gold came down from 5,500 to 4,400, many people say that my KSI has spoiled once again. I told them, look, if the KSI is green, focus on the buy. And truth be told, you can see that if you focus on a buy, you will have make money from gold. Okay. So the thing is this, now we are almost there. Let me do a very simple Fibonacci. This is actually a PTP thingy whereby we're going to put this in. Okay, we only teach this in PTP or CMC for my friend in Vietnam. Okay, now I think you can see that already. I'm going to show this to you now, everybody. Can you see it right now? Yes, indeed. Okay. Now, of course, the way I draw is a bit different from what you learn in the market. It's okay. I'm not going to argue who's right, who's wrong, but I'll show you why I use this way. Then you understand this better. Okay. So the selling came on this day, the closing on this day. So I did a Fibonacci. You notice that in Fibonacci, 61.8 is a very powerful retracement number. And you can see the market really hit 61.8 exactly and pull back, right? Okay, good. Now, the 50% mark is here. It's approximately around the today's opening price, about 5040, around there. Okay, the 50% mark. So which means right now, sorry, not 50%, 5030. Sorry, my bad. Let me just bring away 30. Okay, 5030. Okay. No, that's not. Wait a minute. Yeah, gosh, numbers are called flying everywhere. Hold on a minute. Give me a while. Give me a short while. Let me get the number correctly. Here we go. 5024. That make more sense. Okay, hold on. Okay, 5024. Make it 25, easier. Okay, so which means that if gold stays above 5025, gold is going to be above the 50% mark of the selling wave. Okay, so everybody now write this number big on your screen. If gold stays above 5025, gold will go up. I repeat, as long gold, okay, I'm going to say this in video. As long as gold today stays above 5025, gold should be going higher, right? If gold can stay above that, the next number gold should be able to go up, all right? It should be much higher to about 50, let me 5125. Okay, wait a minute, 51. I think that's 5125, correct? 5125. Now it's 5029, all right? So traders, watch out for that, yeah? Very important. Okay, so the thing is this, I've given you my target. Okay, if gold can stay above 5025, we are going to look out for 5125. So we're talking about $100 gain. Okay, $100 gain. So that's why today I tell you guys a very important video. You really need to be around to listen to this. All right, it's like, no, not every time you get to see this, but since we're around here, let's look at it. So it's a very simple mathematics, okay? If you will buy gold right now at 5028 example, your downside is about $3 to $4 risk, right? Which you have a cut loss, show the price goes below. But if the gold goes up instead, then you have $100 gain. So it's a little bit of like risk reward ratio, right? So at the moment right now, the KSI is green, the KCX is black. So everything is very bullish as per se right now. Okay, so that is Fibonacci using PTP context or CMC context. Okay, take it away. Oops. Okay, hold on. I'll take this away first, not to confuse you. Okay, now on the basic level, is trading now slightly below OP, and then the pivot one is 49.68. So above OP, above pivot one is a classic buy signal. So that gives you the stronger reason to buy. Okay, last one, it will be the KCL. The KCL is actually this one here. This one is incorrect because this one is based on today's KCL, which is not correct. Yeah, the one you should be looking out for. Oh, wait a minute, it's correct. Sorry, my bad. Hold on a minute. Today KCL is 5042 because this is second day already. My bad. Yeah. So 5042 is the next target level. If gold can stay above OP, which is 5043, it will be a strong buy upwards towards at least the what they call the next target is KTR plus 1, KTR plus 2, okay? And then, of course, I told you before, if it goes higher, 5125 would be the next target, all right? With the boys buying and the KCX that's black right now, I think that is possible. But again, same thing, guys, 5025, right? Number I just said, 5025 has to stay strong. If the gold stays above 5025, that's off, okay? Very, very simple. All clear? If all clear, press number 1 right now, yeah? Thank you very much. So guys, thank you for coming in. 42 members today. That's a good number for a morning session. All right, I would love to speak in Vietnamese, Indonesian, Khmer language, but of course I can't. Okay, so I'll need you guys to do the English conversion if necessary. Okay, so that is the gold market. Let's look at the next one. It's a US Dow. Now, I know that Dow is still at a very, very high level. It's still really at an insane level at 49,000. By going to 50,000 that day was already a very strong a push there. And of course, we also know that after the strong push, the market came down very fast. So what's next? Okay, so same thing, guys. Watch this. A simple Fibo here. I'm going to do it to you today. Just share to you the power of PTP or CMC in this case. Let me just bring it in all the way. There we go. Okay, so you can see that the market opens here, highest level somewhere around here, and we came to 61.8. That was where it rebounded very nicely, and with the boys buying. Okay, very interesting. Okay, so same thing. Okay, now it's trying to go up. You had to go past this pivot 1 at 49.55.8. I just took some profit earlier by buying above OP, and then now it's going to test some numbers. So the thing is this, what number do you have for 61.8? Let me bring to you right now. Hold on a minute. Okay, 61.8, this particular number is somewhere around 49330. Okay, so write it down somewhere, guys. This number is about 49330. This is not exactly the number, but the rough figure. So thing is this, as long the Dow Jones stays above this number, all right, 49330, the Dow is good to recover. The Dow is good to recover. Okay, that is the technical reason, yeah? Now, today is a DJDD. Today is above MLP right now. Today is above MA30. So everything is bullish on the Dow at the moment. Only thing is that it's a red color candle. So today, as long as the Dow stays above 49.558, which is where now it is, it's okay. But if the Dow Jones pulls below 49.558, first warning bell has to begin. Yeah, the first bell has to be very careful. The second bell is MLP at 49.455. 49.455 is the next very important level. So this morning, the Dow touches the MLP and rebounded. Yeah, so it's very important. So if these two numbers has to stay supported, the Dow will go up. How high the Dow will go? Well, it is possible for the Dow to consider going to somewhere around here. Wait a minute. Okay, suddenly my computer is a little bit slow now. I'm not too sure what happened today. It was okay earlier. Okay. Okay, still I can't get my on, yeah. Okay, somewhere around here, and that will be 49,906. Okay, so which means that if the market goes up, 49,900 series will be the first target. Okay, now if the market breaks below 49,330 and break MA30, this will bring the Dow back all the way to the 48,800 series. Okay, so guys, upside 4990, downside 4880. Okay, 4800. Sorry. Okay, so watch out for that. Yeah, let me just send a picture here and send to you guys later. Okay, so that is what we have for the Dow Jones. Looks very good. All is good, but just let's hope that the market stay there. Now, no, I just said again, the technical is okay to buy, but the fundamental to buy is really not there. So traders, you have to make your final decision. Follow the rules, follow the OP. That will be the best deal. All right, one last market before we go for today. It will be on the Bitcoin. Let's bring it in. All right, if there's any market that you want me to take a look right now, please text in the comment box. I will select them and I'll share this with you. Okay, now Bitcoin, let's take a look. Now, Bitcoin, come on, guys. Ever since this point here, it went below the diamond line. There's no new diamond. Yeah, there's no new diamond. All the way, Bitcoin crashed down. Back 10 itself was at 96,000. And of course, now today we came down to 60,000. Now, he has basically lost 36,000. All right, it's a lot. All right, over just 20 days. So the question is this, okay, guys, why the market sell? There's so many reasons why the Bitcoin sell. And of course, the craziest is the one that say that actually they are saying and speculating that maybe Jeffrey Epstein is the creator of this Bitcoin. Oh my goodness. Okay. So I'm not too sure, but I know one thing for trading is that if it wants to go up, it will have to really push through the 70,000. If not, it's all right. Coming down to 57,000 would be my personal target. Okay, because that is where you can see the market congregated here. So most likely they will come down to here and see what's happening. Okay. So for Bitcoin, I'm very pessimistic on this counter. As a matter of fact, if it goes up again, we may look to sell, not to buy. So today for Bitcoin, it's trading below the slightly below the pivot 2 right now. So because of that, below OP, below pivot 2 is a sell. The downside can be as low as 65,000 or can be as crazy as 63,000. Now, if the Bitcoin do come down to 63,000, it will have a repercussion onto the Nasdaq counters. The Nasdaq counters will be pressured to sell, and when Nasdaq sell, Apple, Nvidia, all this will pressure back the stock market, and then all this will bring it down. So there's one thing that I shared in my video, in the MAO video, is that if everybody, the retailers are buying and the big boys are selling, then why is the price not moving? So the only thing that will move the market is suddenly there is someone else tell you that actually the buying recently is a fake, or there's some problem in the accounting, blah, blah, blah. Then that is where the real craziness is. All right. So personally, based on my 5% rule, let's take a look here as well. I share this with you. Now, this is Dow Jones. Now it's still very strong, very strong, trading at 49,600. So the downside for the Dow for 5% can be as low as 47,985. Okay. So this is the this is the 5% rule on my highest point to 5%. Always quite accurate, yeah. So the downside is 47,985. Okay. So of course, at this moment now, tell you that you will go there, you will laugh at me. But of course, the fact is the fact. Okay, I'm just showing you what I think will happen. So if you look at it with Bitcoin, before we go, take a look, everyone. Okay, you want me to cover silver, guys? I will do silver very shortly. Okay, this is gold. So you see how it works on the 5% rule. It's beautiful. We have 100% here. It drops all the way to the 80% mark, the typical bear bull market reversal. And then I told you guys at 5038, this is where you're going to be 5038. It's going to be a very strong resistance here. And you can see the market has been resisting it quite a while. And then after that, if you take this 2 number divided by 2, you get somewhere around here. And that's where the market stopped and supported. So now the thing is this, if the market cross 5038, the next number can be as high as 5318. So now if you're looking at the market to be buying right now to 5125, it's actually very possible. Yeah. Okay, let's bring in Bitcoin. Give me a while. Bitcoin, I don't think it will work over here just because off from the high for a long time. The last time it was here, and when after that the Bitcoin lost 80%, that basically become a bear market. Yeah, a very strong bear market. Okay, so now how are we going to buy from the bottom, right? So the buying from bottom itself, you need to have the market basically collapsing. All right, you need to have the market collapsing, and of course you can see from the day chart here. Okay, having some issue now again on my charts. Today is not a easy day. Okay. Okay, so you can see that the last low was traded somewhere around here and the market missed it by a little bit. So this time around, I think the market's gonna go for that. That's about 58,000. Yeah, and make the thing a little bit easier for your eye. Just give me a moment. Okay, about 58,750. So I think that the market's gonna go there in the near term, yeah. Okay, all right. So silver is what you want to hear, right? From me on silver. Let's take a look on silver. Okay, silver has also lost the very important 80% mark. It's trading downwards. But the good part is today you can see that silver came down this morning, covered the KCB gap and recovered. So silver to go back to 84.50, it is actually possible. 84.50. Now, for it to go back above to the 80% mark, it will go through 97.31 level. Now, from where we are right now to here is still a long term. We need to really consolidate, build up ourselves before you go for silver to expect to go back to the 90 figure level. Yeah, 84.50 is a very good start already. Okay, so that's my personal view. All right, I don't buy much silver. I buy more gold. I think gold is easier to calculate, and of course, gold has more higher, what do you call, higher acceptance by the people here. Okay, so let me show you the silver chart, then we can stop for today. Oh, yeah, wrong chart. 1 minute, this is PTP level. 1 minute. Silver. Okay, silver still have a lot of people selling, guys. A lot of people are still selling, and the candles are also red, so it's not good, a good sign. The only thing today it has is that there's some buying on silver market, and we just heard about $87 and 68 cents to break. Then the fine silver we're going back to the 87.50 level. But I do note once again, there is this thing here itself. The market is still below pivot one, so you need to clear it first. Then you can buy above OPM if you want to enjoy the upside. Okay, so for me, the upside is almost there. 80 MA30 makes some sense here. Although there'll be some resistance, there'll be some boys, and then retailers, big boys coming to sell. Yeah, it is possible. So traders, be careful on the silver. Upside is there. Downside, I think it's only $75. That's MLP. I think you can hang on that. Yep. Okay, guys, thank you very much for today. Thank you for this morning. Okay, take care. I will see you guys again. Happy Chinese New Year. Happy New Year to everybody here. This is Kel signing off. Take care. Bye-bye.